way most people are thinking about their hearing is they're just thinking about it in like surface level communication. So like, do I have to ask people to repeat, or am I able to understand people or not understand? And there's so much going on. We're not just hearing with our ears, we're really hearing with our brain, and our ears are just delivery devices. They're giving our brain information. And what happens with hearing loss is it's not all or nothing. With most people's hearing losses, they're missing certain pitches or frequencies, usually higher pitches in most people's cases. And so the clarity of speech goes down. And so what ends up happening is we're working harder to hear. People might still be able to get by, but it's kind of like that sitting on the edge of your seat and having to focus to make up for what your brain's not getting. And people don't realize that it's gradually developing. And so that day by day, they start working harder and harder to hear, and they might be getting by, so to speak, but don't realize that they're using their brain as a crutch. And that can be exhausting. At the end of the day, people will say, I'm fatigued because I've been working harder to hear, so to speak, and don't realize that there's maybe other unseen implications, because our brain has a limited amount of resources. And if we're tying them all up, trying to sort out in the background what we were hearing, geez, was it this word or was it that word? Did they say fat or flat? And you're trying to sort it out in the background. You don't realize that you're maybe impairing your ability to store memories or multitask or do other things. And we call that cognitive load, that you're using up a ton of your brain's resources, and that's not good. And it's likely one of the reasons why hearing loss is associated with some other issues, such as cognitive decline and dementia and things like that.
Mask use during the pandemic has taken away the ability for folks to read lips as a crutch to decipher what someone else is saying. This has caused more people to recognize hearing loss. There has also been a rise in tinnitus.
So tinnitus or tinnitus, you can say it either way, is ringing in the ears. And it can present a lot of different ways. So ringing is classical, but it can also be a buzzing or a humming or more musical type sounds. They're just generally sounds that you're hearing, but other people in the environment aren't hearing because they're generated from within. We've been seeing increased incidence of tinnitus reports. So the likely reason behind that is most likely stress and anxiety. So I probably don't have to say it, but the pandemic has been a source of stress and uncertainty and anxiety for a lot of people. And so tinnitus symptoms are really, really common in general. That being said, only a smaller number of those people are dramatically bothered by it. And so what's likely happening is a large number of these people that maybe have some mild underlying symptoms are now undergoing a period of stress, fatigue, anxiety, and these other symptoms are aggravating the tinnitus. And so they're noticing it a lot more recently than they might have in the past.
For some, hearing loss can be embarrassing, but the hearing aids of today are not the large, bulky ones you remember your grandfather wearing.
Hearing aids are very comfortable. You don't see them. You don't really feel that you're wearing something. We're integrating with all our other pieces of technology. And so we're talking about computers, not an antiquated device these days.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.